What's going on YouTube? Today in this video, I'm going to be answering a question that I get a lot when I hop on calls with realtors, which is how do I use AI to do either better marketing, faster marketing, or just to get more leads in general. Almost every single discovery phone call that I hop on, the question almost always pops up of how can you use AI to automate your real estate marketing. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you 5 super powerful ways that you can use AI to either market your listing better, get more leads, or automate your social media content. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first method that we're going to cover is setting up a social media automation system. Basically what this will do is it's going to use AI to either generate content ideas, generate captions for you, and basically just automate like 90 to 100% of the entire process so that your social media pages are always posting and always staying active. That way you can kind of just set it and forget it and leave it on autopilot. So we're going to hop into make.com, which is the automation platform that I use. All right, so we're in make.com here. If you haven't used Make before, it's basically a platform that lets you automate almost anything. It integrates with like a million different platforms, whether it's social media or like Google Sheets or CRMs or different things. If you've used Zapier before, it's very similar to Zapier, although I prefer make.com because it's more of like a visual planner. You can really see all the different steps. I find it a lot easier to use, and some of the functionality I actually find to be more powerful than Zapier, and it's a lot cheaper as well. So if you're doing a lot of different automations, then Make is going to be a whole lot cheaper than Zapier on your monthly costs. So we're going to hop in. There's a few different scenarios that I'm going to show you because there's a number of different ways that you can automate your social media. So the first one here is basically going to pull data from a database that you're going to set up, whether it's through Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel, or I prefer Airtable. So I'm going to show you how exactly that works. Now, using something like this, there's different ways you can go about it. So if I hop into my actual Airtable database, you can see it's very similar to anything like Google Sheets or an Excel. It's basically just a table that has a bunch of information in it. And in this table, how we have it set up is there's a name of an account, there's the platform that the account is on, there's the post copy, or otherwise known as the caption, the image that the post has, the posted, which is just a yes or a no. So that's basically is just going to tell the system if it's already worked on that specific row already. And then the target repost, which tells the system what platforms we want to repost it to. So in order for this system to work, there has to be data in this table. So how do you get data in the table? Well, like I said, there's a number of different ways. The first is the example that I'm going to show you here, which is basically, let's just say you were scrolling through Instagram and you came across some kind of post that you wanted to repost to your platforms. Maybe it's a news article, maybe it's a real estate post, maybe it's a listing that you posted from your real estate page and you want to repost it to your personal accounts. Whatever it is, you would basically take that information and you would put it in here. So what account was the post originally from? What platform was it on? The caption or the post description, whatever it is, the actual image itself, and then fill out the rest from there. Now you can automate this whole part of it as well by doing some scraping. So you can scrape Instagram accounts, you can scrape LinkedIn accounts. Basically, you would set up the scraper to watch for maybe it's your competitors or maybe it's news websites, whatever it is. When they post new stuff, it'll scrape all the information from it and put it all directly in here. I'm not going to show you that in this video because scrapers are a whole different ball game to get into, and they're much more technical. So for this example, I'm just going to show you if you had some information in the table, whether you put that in manually, whether you scraped it and it went in automatically, however it got in here. I'm just going to show you how one row of information here can get posted to all your other platforms. So we'll go back into here. How we have it set up, if you're not familiar with Make, all of these little bubbles are different steps that either data is going to take along the way or some kind of transformation or action is going to be done at these different steps. This green one here is a router, meaning it's splitting off into different paths. And then you'll see these little dots here that look like funnels. Those are called filters. So it basically just tells this router, based on the information, what path it should go down. Now these little yellow dots here just means that I haven't actually set up each one, just because I'm trying to get these videos pumped out. So I'm not going to do a post on every single platform, but you'll get the same point. With each one, you just set up all your stuff here. So you connect your Facebook account, you select which business page you want to put it to, and then you add in all the other information. I'm going to do a whole video on how to use these platforms one day, but you'll get the gist of it, of what's possible, even if you don't know how to use it yet. So the first one, it has a clock here because that means that this is the triggering bubble. So what it's going to do, this clock is set to every 15 minutes. So every 15 minutes, this automation is going to search this Airtable database that we created. And then we put a filter in here that said posted equal no. All that means, this filter here, all that means is we're only looking for rows where this posted column is set to no. And the reason for that is because after everything is posted, we would change that to yes so that it knows not to use that row again. So it's going to look for rows that are set to no. Whatever row it finds, it's going to send that to OpenAI. Now, OpenAI or ChatGPT, we have it set up with a prompt. It tells it you're a helpful, intelligent writing assistant. Convert all of the information that we're going to pull from here and create all these different posts from it. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Again, you could add more if you wanted. You can add in TikTok. You can add in LinkedIn articles. You can add in kind of whatever you want. I'm going to show you a separate automation that I did for the LinkedIn articles. The only reason I did it separate is so that we can do a separate prompt, so that we can really get specific on like our voice for the business, for the article and that kind of stuff. But for now, we're just going to focus on this. So let's just say that our platforms right now that we're wanting to repost to are Facebook, X, LinkedIn, Instagram, and a LinkedIn business page. So we have LinkedIn personal and then a LinkedIn business page. So the Airtable is going to pull the record specifically that has not been posted. So if it says no here and it has not been posted yet, it's going to pull that record. Now, when I say pull it, I mean it's going to take all of the data in the row. Okay, so then all of that information, all of this data, you can see it pulled that record. That then gets sent to OpenAI or ChatGPT, where there's a prompt that says, based on all of this information, I want you to rewrite captions and rewrite everything for these specific platforms. Now, in the prompt, you might have seen a little snippet that says we're going to write it in JSON. JSON is a type of coding. I know I said you don't need to know any coding. You don't. I just did it in this case because if it outputs it as JSON text, it's just a whole lot easier to sort through. You don't need to. There's other ways that you can go about doing it. For example, you could just do a separate prompt for each one. So like a Facebook prompt, a Twitter prompt, like 4 different bubbles of this ChatGPT, and then you'd have each individual prompt. All I did here was I did one prompt for everything, and then I just have it output in a way that makes it easier to separate and organize. But anyways, don't worry about that. If you have no idea what JSON is, don't worry about it. There's many, many other ways to go about it without that. You would just do multiple prompts for each individual platform. This is all the information from the Airtable database. And if I look at the image, which is one of the boxes there, in here, it's an actual image, right? But when that data gets sent to make.com, it's a link. So Airtable converts it to a link. So we basically have to take that link and convert it back to an image, which is what this little bubble here does. So once it's been converted back to an image, then we would connect those like that. All of this would get sent through, and then these filters determine what goes where, basically. So all of this information that we just created, that gets sent through, and then the system knows, okay, the LinkedIn one gets this specific LinkedIn description that it made. The Instagram one gets this one, and so on and so forth. So then on your different pages, it's going to upload this image with your recreated copy. So not this copy that you stole, it's just using that to reference. It's going to recreate copies. So it's going to post the image, it's going to post the copy, and it's going to repost all of those things to these new platforms. So this is one way of basically just creating a reposter for all of your platforms. So your post, or maybe a post idea, would go into here, right? Like you don't have to steal it from another account. You can take it either from your own account, or you can just put in, maybe there's an article that you read and you want to take an image from the article and maybe a couple paragraphs from it so that the AI has something to reference, and then just go from there, and then it'll create posts based off of the article that you read or the blog post, whatever it is. The automation is going to take some data out of your Airtable, however you got it there. It's going to use AI to rewrite the entire caption or the entire description of the post. Then it's going to take the image and it's going to take all that information, combine it together into a specific post that is made for that platform, whatever it is. If it's a Facebook page, if it's just a tweet that you're going to do, or LinkedIn or Instagram, or like I said, if maybe you post articles on like Medium or something, or to your website if you want to do a blog post. There's integrations with like Webflow and WordPress and all that. So you could do an extra one down here that'll post an article. Whatever it is, this automation takes one bit of data and then it recreates it all specifically for each platform and reposts it. Now, obviously from here, once you get accustomed to how to use Make.com, you can get even more specific, right? You could have AI create the image for you. So instead of using this image, you're gonna have AI like DALL-E recreate the image for you. And I actually do this on my Agent Automation LinkedIn page, where I repost cool AI articles, and I'll have DALL-E create me the thumbnail so that it's a really like attention grabbing image that it creates. So this is how you could set up something super quick for a reposting system. Now, again, this is super simplified and you can add a lot more to it. But this will give you an idea just of what's possible. Now, the next one that I want to show you is how to use AI to create LinkedIn articles or even blog posts for your website. So the way that I'm doing this is the actual setup that I use for my own LinkedIn page. I built a custom RSS feed that pulls off of different areas, so like different news websites, different blogs. It pulls their posts that they create. So every time that they create a new blog post or a new article, it's going to pull in that information. That information gets put into an Airtable record that I created, just like the last one that I showed you. From there, all the information gets sent to ChatGPT, so that the title of the document, the entire article, any pictures or any links that are there. ChatGPT reads the whole thing and then rewrites everything in my voice and my kind of brand identity. So for example, if there's an AI post that some blog website posted, it's going to rewrite the article and relate it to real estate, since that's where my audience is. Then from there, it's also going to create a title for the article itself. And I put in the prompting itself to use specific kind of SEO optimized words, so that the articles are hopefully getting more traction on LinkedIn. And then from there, all that information gets put into Airtable, and it's going to look like this. So it has the actual article or the message that I had it rewrite. It even puts emojis and stuff in there. It has the title that was rewritten with even some hashtags in there. And then you'll see here it says ready to post. So I set it up so that when it rewrites all these articles, it puts it in here and it automatically sets ready to post as no. And the reason is, it's part of my morning routine that when I wake up, I check any new articles that have been written, and I'll read through everything that it wrote just to make sure that, there was no mistakes, or it wasn't writing anything weird or anything offensive or anything like that. And if I like it and I want it to actually post it, then I just change this to yes. So I just put that to yes, and then it'll post it. If I put it to rewrite, then it knows to rewrite the whole thing. So then once this is set to yes, that's when the second part of the automation comes in, where basically Airtable notices that part has been changed and set to yes, and then it's going to go to OpenAI and it's going to generate an image for me for the thumbnail. So it says make a thumbnail image for this article post, and it gives the link to the post and it gives the message that we had rewritten. It creates an image for it, and then we have the LinkedIn module here where we create the actual organization text post. So this is where we post the actual thing. We put in the image, we put in the description, we put in the title, everything. And then I just have another Airtable one to delete it off of here so that this stays clean and tidy. But yeah, that's how I do all of my LinkedIn article posting. So I basically just have it going off of an RSS feed, and there's actually a third part of it that also pulls from Google Trends. So when there's new stuff being written about my keywords that I'm tracking, it'll do the exact same thing. It'll pull in that information, rewrite it all, generate an image, all that kind of stuff. Now you can do this same thing with an RSS feed and with Google Trends and do it for Facebook or do it for Instagram or do it for wherever. I just chose LinkedIn because that's where my audience is. But you get the point. You can use AI to recreate other posts and then post it to your platforms, or you can use AI to repost one of your posts or somebody else's post to all of your platforms. So a few different ways of doing it. If you are interested in learning how to use make.com, they have really good lessons on their website. They're called academies that you can take, and it just walks you through all the basics of how to use it, all the different tools, all the different functionality, like all of this stuff. It gets a little bit technical, but once you learn it, it's a super powerful platform. So yeah, I would highly recommend checking those out if you're interested in using this. So as you can see, when you set up an automation system like this for your social media, it gets rid of so much legwork that you have to do when it comes to staying on top of things, posting trending articles, coming up with really good captions. A lot of the stuff that either bogs down people's schedules when it comes to posting on social media, or honestly just intimidates people so much that they avoid it altogether. And like I mentioned before, a system like this can pretty much be done for any social media platform. So if it's X or Facebook or LinkedIn or even Instagram, TikTok, whatever the social media platform, you can always set up some kind of automated system and even combine a bunch together so that you only upload a few posts, but it sort of blasts it out to all of your platforms. The second method that we're going to be talking about is an AI chatbot. Now, if you've watched my other videos, you know I talk a lot about AI chatbots, and the reason is because it's a very overlooked part of your online presence. A lot of people, when they hear the word chatbot, they think about the really annoying robots that are on like clothing websites and different e-commerce websites that don't answer any of your questions, and they're kind of just more frustrating than they are useful. And that is because those are very generic, straight out of the box chatbots that they just kind of throw on their website. Maybe it's like a Shopify plugin or something, and those don't really help you at all. In order for this tool to be super powerful and help you capture more leads from your website, it has to be a custom built chatbot that is trained on your business and on your specific market. That way, if someone on your website is asking, what's the average price of a 3-bedroom home in my city, or what's the market like right now, the chatbot can accurately answer it for them without, frustrating the customer and sending them on their way. Now, there's a few different ways you can go about doing this. You can build your own chatbot on an easy no-code platform, one like VoiceFlow or BotPress, and basically that allows you to sort of put the building blocks together and start building a custom chatbot with your own knowledge base for it to run off of, and eventually start getting into the kind of more nitty-gritty stuff of, training the AI and perfecting your prompts. And then if you really start to get technical, you can start integrating different APIs such as Realtor.ca or Zoho or something like that. Those will allow you to get real-time data from real listings, which is kind of just more ammunition for your chatbot to deploy if somebody asks specific questions. Again, don't worry if you cannot code or you don't know anything about, creating a chatbot. These no-code platforms are super easy to get started and quite cheap. Obviously, if you're going to get more technical of, integrating custom APIs and things like that, then you are going to need to study up a bit. But just to get started, to put something on your website, it's usually pretty easy. VoiceFlow is the platform that I would recommend because it's super easy to use. There's a ton of resources online, a ton of help you can find in the forums if you have specific questions, and it requires no skill, no coding at all to get started. Just put in some basic information in the AI's knowledge base, which the chatbot is going to pull from, and that way it can at least answer some basic questions or some common questions that you would normally get from clients or from emails and phone calls. Now, the next question you probably have is, what is the point of putting a chatbot on your website? Well, there's two very important points that I always make with chatbots. The first is that I think it's kind of just obvious if you have an AI on your website 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, answering questions from your website visitors, you're probably going to get more conversion of that website traffic than if you didn't have anything on your website at all and you were kind of just relying on those people to go to your contact page and reach out to you. It's sort of like if you owned a clothing store and you were deciding between hiring somebody to walk around and help your customers versus not having anybody there at all. Yes, there are going to be some customers that will go up to the cash register, talk to the person, and try and get their questions answered. But you're also going to get a lot of customers, probably the majority of customers, who, if they're standing around and nobody's helping them, they're just going to go to the next clothing store. And as a realtor, you know how much competition is out there for other real estate agents. And every single real estate agent now has a website, they have an online presence of some sort. So you need to be able to differentiate yourself so that that website visitor doesn't bounce from your website over to the next one. And the best way to do that, in my opinion, is to have an AI sitting on your website, answering people's questions, qualifying them, booking appointments for them, and just helping them out with anything they need so that that way they stick with you and stick with your business rather than hopping to the next realtor. The second point that I want to make, which I honestly think is the most important part of why you should have a chatbot, is because if you're driving any type of traffic to your website, whether that be paid ads like Facebook or Google, or even just things like handing out your business card, maybe you're making YouTube or TikTok videos, maybe you're going to networking events and you're telling people to check you out online. If you have any type of traffic whatsoever funneling to your website, I honestly think an AI chatbot is the absolute best way to capitalize and maximize on all of that website traffic. I mean, if you're putting in a bunch of effort and sometimes a bunch of money to drive people to your page, why wouldn't you want an AI on your page to engage with those people rather than just waiting, crossing your fingers, and hoping that they go to the contact page and pick up the phone to call you or send you an email? With these chatbots, basically what happens is as soon as the person goes to your website, it's gonna automatically send messages. So like in the bottom corner of the screen, you're gonna see these messages popping up like, hey, how are you? Is there anything I can help you with today? You can customize the specific messaging, but the point is that the AI is gonna engage with the website visitor first rather than waiting for them to engage with you, which in my opinion is kind of just a no-brainer for any realtor who has a website. Now, the next method that we're going to talk about is going to help you automate your videos that you record of yourself so that you can do it at a higher scale without bogging down your schedule. If you've ever recorded a video talking to a camera like I am right now, you know just how long it takes when you mess up your words and you forget your script and you got to re-record and re-record, and then after that you got to edit the whole thing and then you got to make it perfect and send it to that client. It takes a long time to do videos. So this next method that we're going to talk about is creating an AI clone of yourself. And this can either be a video clone of yourself so it looks like you, or a voice clone of yourself so that it sounds like you if you want to, send voice notes or something. There's a ton of platforms that will do this now. I would say the top platforms are probably HeyGen or Synthesia, but basically what they allow you to do is you upload a quick video showing yourself. Sometimes depending on the platform, you're showing at different angles, and it's going to create an AI video clone of you. Now, it sounds super cool, sounds futuristic, right? But how do you use it to market your business or to get more real estate leads? Well, there's a couple ways. One is the really obvious one, which you can use it to create videos of yourself and post them on your social media. So maybe you're going to do a market update or you're going to talk about a new listing that you had, and you can set it up so that, rather than you having to record every single time that you have a new listing or every single month when there's new stats coming out, you would just type out the script that you wanted to say, upload it to the platform, and then it'll create the video for you. The second way that you can use these is when you tie it in with email marketing. So you can either do this by just literally emailing the video, or you can use a platform like BombBomb that lets you send video messaging to your clients, or maybe you want to use a platform like MailChimp that lets you design beautiful templated emails, and then you're just going to insert the video into it. So maybe it'll be a whole market stat email. It's going to do all the different numbers, maybe charts and graphs, and there's also going to be a video in there talking about the market. But let's take it one step further. If we go back into the platform that we were using at the beginning, make.com, which is the automation platform, imagine what you can do when you tie in extra steps to this to automate the entire thing. So we're going to hop into Synthesia right now, and I'm going to show you the quick process of how I created a clone of myself, and then you'll be able to see what that looks like and how good the quality is. Okay, so we're in Synthesia here. I just created a brand new account so you can see what it looks like to set everything up and try stuff out. So as soon as I created my account, it took me to this page. Let's create your first video. So we're going to go through everything together so you can see what one of their avatars look like, and then also what the process is of creating your own custom avatar. So let's select the topic. I'm going to say it's sure, sales training. Tell us what the video is about. We're going to say this video is okay, so I put these two in, what the video is about and who the audience is. This just gives some background to the AI itself, so it kind of knows how to act, or I'm guessing they probably use this information to maybe pick the avatar for what they're dressed like, or if they're more professional, less professional. That's what I'm guessing. You can also add in a document here if you have like a full document sheet talking about your business and what the video is for and all that stuff. But we're just going to do these two prompts. We're going to click create video, and it's so crazy. Every time I use these AI tools, I'm just blown away every time, because like how long would this have taken you to create a script like this and record informational videos like this? Like, how long would that have taken? Probably at least a few hours, and this was like in 13 seconds. Like, it's just crazy. So anyways, on the left hand side here, you can change your prompts. You can also edit the script URL. That looks like maybe you can add in some information, so like a Wikipedia page or like a website maybe about your business. And obviously you can add in like a logo and stuff if we wanted to change that here. I'm not going to, just for the sake of the timing on this video, but I mean, you get the point. If you add in this stuff, then it will change it for you. You can change the template if you want a specific style of template. You can change all of that. Okay, and then I'm going to click continue in editor. It's going to give you some tips, obviously, because this is a brand new account. I'm going to exit through all these. And then this is where you can edit everything. So you can edit the exact text that you want. You can change the music. You can change, background color, all of this stuff. So you can really, really personalize it to your specific branding. And, if you don't want to use a custom one of yourself, you can change it to a different person as well. So I'm going to go up here and click generate, and let's just see, without me doing any tweaking or any changes like that, let's just see what it comes up with. Now remember, this is just the free account that I set up, so there's obviously going to be their watermark on it, and they do have a few improvements with the different paid accounts. You can do longer times, you can do some higher quality avatars, things like that, but we're just going to see what the free account gets you. Okay, so the video just finished. Now we're going to check it out. It's pretty good. I mean, for the free version, this would be great for staff onboarding if you hired new agents, or maybe admin team, or you wanted to do like a welcome video showing new agents all about your business and stuff like that. And this could even be good for like sending this to a client of like what the next steps are when they first list their home, like how do they prepare their home for the market and that kind of stuff. It looks pretty good. I mean, it's not perfect. You can tell it's AI for sure. But all in all, I'd say it's pretty impressive, especially for being free. And like I said, if you do the paid versions, then you have more avatars and more realistic kind of choices. But yeah, all in all, not bad. Okay, so now I went back into that same video, and we're going to try and record a custom version of myself. I actually had to upgrade my account to do this, which makes sense. Okay, you can use your webcam or you can upload footage. I'm guessing the iPhone camera is probably going to be better quality and it'll turn out better, so I'm going to do that. Okay, so I uploaded one of my YouTube videos here so I can see my face and it can hear my voice. I'm going to hit next. Now you got to record your consent, it looks like. So I skipped over that part, but basically it was just like a little consent script that it gave you saying, my name is Brandon Upright, I consent to using this video, blah, blah, blah. You just say it into your webcam, and that's their way of getting consent from you to use your face and your likeness. And now it is creating the avatar. Now it says it takes up to 24 hours to create this avatar. So we're gonna come back once the avatar is created. All right, so we waited 24 hours and we got an email saying our avatar is done. So I went just into my account here. It's under my avatars. I'm gonna check it out. Let me see if I can hold the microphone close to the computer so you can actually hear it this time. That's pretty crazy. I mean, first off, it can do multiple languages, which is super cool. But also, the video I uploaded was one of my YouTube videos with me being in my office with the background here. And what it did was it took the entire scene, kept the whole scenery and everything, and then just changed my face and my lips and stuff to match everything that's being said. That's pretty crazy. Like, this looks exactly like one of my YouTube videos. I mean, that's super impressive. So because the video that I uploaded had that office background in it, that's what my avatar looks like. So basically, if you are always recording your videos in the same place, like let's say you have a specific studio that you're shooting your videos in, or just your office, or maybe there's a wall in your office that has your logo in the background and that's where you like to shoot the videos, then you can upload that and then use that every single time as sort of your template, so that every time that you're making a video for a new client, it's always with the same background and it keeps that consistency. If instead you wanted to use just your body and your face, then you would just click this studio avatar where you would record in front of a green screen. And then when you go back to your videos, you would just swap out this lady for the one of you. Right now, if I swap it out with me, because I recorded with that background, it would do like this whole thing. But I mean, even still, like, it looks pretty damn good. Let's see how this comes out. So I'm going to go back and click on that Prime Realty demo one that we created. And let's just see if we edit this by swapping in me and my background. And also my voice. So my voice was detected there, so that's good. I want to see how this comes out. Let's just change this to white, just so we can still see the text. So we're just going to generate it and see what it makes. Okay, it's all finished loading. Let's check it out. So that's pretty cool. Obviously, it's not absolutely perfect. I mean, at some parts you can see that it's an AI. But I think what you would normally do anyways is you'd be putting in, screenshots of stats or of pictures of the house or whatever it is that you're talking about. So you could kind of fill in those spots that are, maybe not super realistic, or maybe the lip dubbing was a little bit off. You could fill that in with switching over to a picture or transitioning to a screenshot of your market stats or whatever. All in all, super cool platform. I mean, there's still a lot of settings that we can play around with, and I think you can even tweak the dubbing a bit based on the individual sentences and words. And like I said, there is other platforms that you can try out as well. These platforms are changing all the time. Like, all these AI companies and platforms are constantly innovating, constantly advancing. I highly recommend you try out these different platforms, see which one you like best. And I mean, at the very least, it's going to save you a ton of time with even like short clips or just like client follow-up videos or reminder videos, things like that. So as you can see, creating a clone of yourself opens up a huge realm of possibilities of how you can market either yourself or your listings, or maybe just your services. And you can start to get even more and more powerful with these systems when you combine it with, say, the social media automation that we created before, and setting all these things up together to work as one cohesive system. Or let's even look at the chatbot, for example. Imagine somebody comes to your website, the chatbot interacts with the customer, qualifies them, gets all their information, then automatically a script is written with that person's information. Synthesia creates a cloned video of yourself talking to the person, and emails it off to them as a welcome email saying, hey, this is, John Smith, the realtor. I'm super excited to help you find your next forever home. Can't wait to get started. Here's a quick update on the market right now and what we're looking at and some things to expect in the next week. Like, just imagine from the customer's point of view how powerful that would be. They just got to your website, they talked to an AI for like 2 minutes and gave them some information, and already they've received an email from you. It looks like you recorded the video yourself, welcoming them to your company and saying how excited you are and giving them a market update with stats and figures. Like, literally within 5 to 10 minutes of them being on your website, they're more educated about the market. They have someone who they feel like has got their back, who they got to know a little bit because they've, seen their face on video, and they're gonna feel like, okay, done. Like, I'm taken care of. This is great. Now, the fourth method that we're gonna talk about is an AI sales agent. Sometimes these are referred to as AI voice agents. But basically what it is an AI that can call and qualify your leads for you. The voice can be customized, the script can be customized, even the knowledge base can be customized so that it sounds exactly like a real person and can answer the customer's questions about the market or about specific details on your business, and it's trained to gather a specific criteria of information that you give it. So for example, you could set up an AI sales agent that is going to call any new lead that hits your funnel, and it's going to call them to qualify them and ask them, what's your price range? What type of home are you looking for? Are you looking to buy now? Or are you looking to buy in 6 months from now? Any normal questions that you or somebody on your team would normally qualify a client with, the AI can do it for you, as well as answering the customer's questions as the conversation is flowing along, which allows you to contact your leads quicker, be way more consistent in your follow-up. And also, if you're on a team or you're a broker, you don't have to rely on your people anymore to pick up the phone and do those cold calls and those follow-ups, which we know everybody hates to do, because the AI is just going to do it for you, and it's going to do it instantly. Just like the chatbots, there are no-code platforms out there that you can use to build these AI voice agents without having to know anything about coding or computer engineering. I would recommend that you brush up a little bit on prompt engineering, which is really just a big word for how to write good prompts, because that is essentially the meat and potatoes that your AI is going to work off of. If you have a bad prompt, the AI is not going to work very well. It's not going to seem very smart. If you have a really good prompt that you give it, it's honestly going to seem like magic. So the difference between a bad prompt or even a kind of a regular prompt and a really good prompt is night and day. Now I'm going to show you a phone call between me and an AI sales agent so you can see just how good these AIs sound on the phone and really get a grasp for how powerful these platforms are. The scenario with this phone call is this AI thinks that I submitted my information online, which went into the funnel, which then triggered the AI to call me directly and start qualifying me as a home buyer. So here's the conversation now. Hello, John speaking.
Hi, John. This is Sarah calling from Top Tier Realty. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing good, Sarah. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to chat. I understand you're looking for a new home in Vancouver. I'd love to hear a bit more about what you have in mind. What type of home are you dreaming about?
Yeah, we're looking for something kind of on the outskirts. So basically right now, me and my family, we're in a 2-bedroom home, and we just had another baby, so we're needing some more space. So my wife also works from home, so we need like 4 bedrooms.
Well, congratulations on the new addition to your family. It sounds like you definitely need some more room. So you're thinking about moving to an area a bit removed from the city. That makes sense given the extra space you'll need. Just to clarify, are you looking for a single family home, or are you open to other types of properties? And is there a specific budget you have in mind for this new home?
No, single family home for sure, and probably around $2 million.
Got it. A single family home around $2 million, and you'll be needing at least 4 bedrooms. That definitely helps narrow things down. Regarding space, do you have a minimum square footage in mind to ensure everyone is comfortable and your wife has a good workspace? And while we're at it, do you have any must-haves, like a particular feature or room that's crucial in your new home?
Uh, I don't know. I guess like minimum 1,500 square feet. We're not too picky on that. But other than that, there's not really any must-haves that I can think of. I mean, a finished basement would be nice, I guess, but it's not a must-have. Actually, we do have 2 big dogs, so a finished backyard, a backyard is necessary.
It's great that you're accommodating for your dogs as well. That definitely helps shape our search. So to recap, you're looking for a single family home, a budget of around $2 million, at least 4 bedrooms, and a minimum of 1,500 square feet. A backyard is necessary for your dogs. A finished basement will be a nice bonus, but not a must-have. Just one last thing to cover. Have you been pre-approved for a mortgage already? If so, what amount? If not, would you be open to starting that process?
Yeah, I was pre-approved for 2 million.
Perfect. That aligns well with your budget. I'll start putting together a list of suitable properties that match your criteria, and one of our expert realtors will be reaching out to you soon with that list. Is there anything else you'd like to share or any questions you have for me?
No, I don't think so. I think that's everything.
Great. Thanks for sharing all these details, John. We'll get started immediately on finding you the perfect home. If any questions pop up later, don't hesitate to reach out. Have a fantastic rest of your day.
Thanks, Sarah. You too. Bye-bye.
You're welcome, John. Take care, and I'll be in touch soon. Bye.
Again, as you can see, super powerful platform, and I'm sure you can see just from watching the video how you could use this in your business and how you could get more leads by being more on top of your lead follow-up, and even utilizing it for things outside of follow-up, like maybe calling your past clients and wishing them a happy birthday, or maybe using all of your old leads and calling them again to see if they're in the market to buy or sell, or if they know somebody who is. Basically, any time that you would pick up the phone to talk to somebody, you can use AI to do it instead so that you can focus on other things in your business. Now, the fifth and last method that I'm going to talk to you about is using AI to basically enhance your listings. So there's two different ways that I would go about doing this. One is you can use AI to virtually stage your home. Now, many of you have probably done virtual staging on your listing photos before, but what most agents end up doing is basically whoever the photographer was that took their listing photos, they pay them an extra fee in order to virtually stage them for them. I know when I was a real estate agent, I was doing this and it was $50 for every single photo. So if I'm doing, the bedroom, the living room, the kitchen, and maybe 2 other rooms, that's $250 extra that I'm paying just to have these photos look a little bit nicer in the listing. But at the same time, it does make a huge difference when it comes to either posting your listing online, or maybe you're gonna make a brochure or a website for the listing. If you have photos of like a house or a condo that's just empty because maybe the owners have already moved out, it doesn't look that appealing to potential buyers who are looking at it online. Especially if you have a big brochure that has giant pictures, it does not pique interest and make people want to go see it when it's just an empty room. Virtual staging allows you to add in, super nice furniture and art and plants and things like that, but it can be really expensive if you're paying your photography company to do this for you. So right now we're gonna hop into a super easy to use platform, and I'm gonna show you just how quick and easy it is to virtually stage some photos. All right, so I'm on aihomedesign.com. So far of the ones that I've tried, I think this is the best virtual stager out there, not only for the quality of the virtual staging, but also for the pricing. I mean, the pricing is super, super cheap. If we go to just monthly pricing, like the standard is $25 per month, and that gets you 10 photos every month. So it's only $2.50 a photo. If you're doing like higher volumes, it does get cheaper per photo. I mean, if you're doing $59 a month, you get 80 photos and it's 75 cents a photo. That's insanely cheap. I was paying $50 per photo to my photographer, so this is insane. Now, the next big question is, how well does it work? So we're gonna sign up. Right now, if you sign up, you can get 6 free photos. Also on their homepage, you'll see that they do offer more than just virtual staging. So they do image enhancement. So if you have, some photos come back from your photographer and they're kind of dull, or they're just not, very punchy and vibrant and attention grabbing, you can do that. You can do the day to dusk photos, which a lot of realtors use. So that's super cool. And you can also remove items. So we're going to do the virtual staging. With this free account, they give you 6 tokens, and it's 1 token per photo. So I'm going to upload a photo of a living room from a past listing that I did. So we are going to go down, select living room. So you select your room, then you select the style that you want. I'm going to go ahead and do Scandinavian, since, it kind of goes with the floors and the light colors. And let's click generate. Okay, so it just generated. I skipped ahead, but it really only took probably like 30 to 40 seconds to generate this. So super quick. And I mean, look at that. That looks freaking good. And they give you also 3 different options. So there's this one here with some kind of gray furniture. We got this one with some lighter furniture. And this one here with kind of a different layout. So they opened up the fireplace. So this is super impressive.
Not only because this was free, but also if I was paying for this, even on the lowest tier plan, this would be $2.50, and I was paying $50 to my photographer. So that is just insane to me. I mean, the quality of this is super, super awesome. I'm gonna try doing a different kind of room. Let's do maybe like a dining room or something. Yeah, I'm gonna upload a picture of a dining room from a listing that I did, and let's see how it goes. So you can remove the furniture if you wanted. Maybe there was an old table there we don't want, but obviously we're not gonna do that. So then we're gonna click dining room, and let's look at the different styles. So we got modern, contemporary, Scandinavian, industrial, farmhouse, Hampton, and traditional. Let's try Hampton. See what Hampton gets us. I'm gonna click generate. Okay, so it generated here, and I mean, this looks pretty damn good. Like, that looks like a real photo. Like, they did really good with even the lighting. Let's go back to that photo so I can show you. Even the lighting, like these chairs are brighter than the ones back here because it's farther away from the camera, the flash and everything. So that's like super impressive that the AI was able to pick up on that stuff. I mean, this looks really good. Even like the part closest to the window has that extra lighting on it. Like, they did an awesome job of figuring out this whole technology. And I mean, these options are pretty damn good. You could choose any one of these and use them in your listing easily. The last one that I want to try is I want to try this data dusk, because I remember when I was an active realtor, a lot of times, depending on the property, I would use this data dusk feature with my photographer because it just helped your listing stand out when a realtor is looking at an entire list of properties. It just kind of makes your little picture stand out and adds a little bit of extra attention to it. So I'm going to put in this photo. You can see already this photo is not good. Like, it looks like it's way over sharpened up, and the sky is washed out. There's hardly any blue at all. It's just like white and gray. So we're going to see how well it does against that. So you can choose dusk with cloud, dusk without cloud, twilight with cloud, twilight without cloud. We're going to do dusk with cloud and generate that. All right, so generated here, and I mean, this looks just like what one of my photos would look that I would get back from a photographer. They even changed, some of the lighting and the shadows in the grass down here, which is super cool. And the sky looks great. Like, there's no spots that are, left out or kind of missing. Sometimes you see that in virtual staging. There'll be like a little patch of white or something. They did an awesome job. So that's super impressive. And like I said, guys, other than the quality, which is amazing, one of the biggest things here is the pricing is just so cheap. So highly recommend checking these guys out and definitely using this in your toolbox of AI tools.
So now we got our photos virtually staged. We're gonna go to the second part that I recommend, which is using AI to write your listing descriptions. Now, I don't know why, but for so many realtors that I talk to, this is like a really big pushback point. I don't wanna single any realtors out, but it's usually from realtors who are like 40 and above that for whatever reason want to hold their listing descriptions close to their heart and are so stubborn and like adamant that they write their own listing descriptions. Which I get it, like you wanna have, maybe your own voice, or you want to say specific things and make sure that all the details are touched on, and you're gonna talk about the specific type of rock that was used in the countertop and this and that. But I'm gonna tell you a secret. AI can do all of that for you. You can still input specific information that you're telling the AI, like, hey, this property uses this specific kind of marble and this specific kind of wood, and they're building, a rec center just down the road, so that's something we want to include. You can give it specific points that it's going to write about, but if you're inputting the right information and the AI has the right knowledge base to work off of, I promise you it is going to write a way better description than you ever will. I mean, it's kind of like saying, well, I want to write my own blog post because it's my website versus I want to hire a professional copywriter to write that blog post. It's probably going to turn out better and be more engaging if it's written by that copywriter. The only difference here is the AI is trained to be a copywriter based on its knowledge base, and it's trained on what is a really good listing description, what are points within the description that make a property sell, and it writes based off of all that information. Now, to do this, you can can use like ChatGPT or Anthropic's Claude. Claude tends to be a bit better with more creative writing, whereas ChatGPT tends to be a bit better with like accurate information. So you can try both and see which one works better. But there's also tools out there that you can use like saleswise.ai or listingai.co. These are AI platforms that are specifically designed to write listing descriptions. And I'm guessing since these platforms do literally thousands of listing descriptions every single day, their AI is probably pretty fine-tuned on what works and what doesn't. So imagine every single time that you get a new listing, the AI is going to virtually stage your photos for you and also write your property description. How much time is that going to save you, and how much better are your actual listings going to be as opposed to all of your competition? And if you're a realtor who does a lot of like new construction listings, virtual staging is like absolutely huge. When I was an active realtor, I would see so many photos of people listing brand new homes or new construction properties where the photos are, again, either an empty room or they're literally like a room that is still under construction. And it blows my mind that so many of these realtors have this kind of like good enough attitude where it's like, just put the photos up and the property will sell, who cares? So that's it, guys. Those are my 5 recommendations of how you can use AI and automations to market better and to just get more listings and more leads in general. Drop a comment down below. Let me know which method is your favorite or which one you think would be most useful in your specific business. I'd love to hear from you guys. You know, maybe if there's like one clear winner, I can do one specific video on that method in particular and really break down exactly how I would set it up. I hope this video is gonna spark some ideas in your brain, and like I really want to hit home that if you combine a lot of these methods together, it creates such a powerful machine. You know, if you have this social media automation system, which is bringing more people to your page because you're posting more, and since there's more people going to your page, more people go to your website. Then on your website, you have an AI chatbot that is qualifying more of those leads. Then when those leads get qualified and get put into your funnel, the AI voice agent is going to call them right away. Got some more information from them or maybe welcome them to the team. You put together a list of some options for that client, and then you use AI to send these personalized videos of each listing, talking about the listing, talking about why it's a good fit for the criteria that they gave you. Or if it's a seller and not a buyer, then you can use the AI to just enhance the listing or even to show the client what the listing would look like. Then you can use AI to put together a really nice presentation where it has, you know, staged photos and written descriptions of the property that you can send to them to try and win the listing. Again, I chose these specific 5 methods because they can all work in tandem with each other. And this is actually a big part of what my agency, Agent Automation, does is we set up all these systems for realtors. We build these AI tools, we build the chatbots, we build the AI sales agents, set up all these automations for them. We make it an easy autopilot system for them. And for a lot of our clients, we build out multiple of these things and connect them all together so that it's just this like mega system that just pumps out views and website visitors and new leads and more listings and more buyers. So if you have any questions at all, drop me a comment below. Hope you liked the video. Also in the description below is links to all the tools that I used, as well as a link to an AI for Realtors roadmap that I put together. It's totally free to download. You just click the link, put in your email, and it's going to automatically send to you. That'll give you some more ideas of, you know, different ways that you can use AI and also some specific no-code tools that you can use, and hopefully act as sort of a starting point of, you know, where you can get started by integrating AI into your real estate business. So thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.